Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I was originally going to do a game review of the final season of The Walking Dead, but I don't have enough time for this week, so instead I'm going to do a thoughts video and I'm going to do full spoilers. So this is all unscripted, it's all from the thoughts of my head. So let's just dive into it. So to those that don't know, and the reason I'm doing it full spoilers is because Telltale is shutting down. If you want to know what's going on with that situation, I have a podcast called the Two Players Podcast. Episode 68, I have a timestamp set there called the Telltale Situation. You can just jump right there into it and just listen to me and my friend Damien talk about the whole situation and give our thoughts and opinions on it as well. So anyways, back to this video. So I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and impressions on the final season. I'm going to give you guys my decisions that I made, certain plot points, certain things that I liked and didn't like. So the first episode of the final season, I really liked. I think that this was the best Walking Dead material that Telltale has done in a very, very long time. This was pretty much back to like season 1, season 2 kind of vibes for me. I know a lot of people can agree with me on that. I've seen, some people on the Walking Dead subreddit, talk about this kind of stuff. But yeah, this was a really, really good first episode. And to those wondering, the decisions that I made, so when it came to entering the ticket booth, I chose to not kill the Walker couple and actually just let AJ go in through the window because I wanted to respect the couple's decision. But in hindsight, right after I let him go in, I was like, oh God, wait, what if there was a Walker in there? Like, he could have died. Or, what if there was like actually someone in there, hiding or something like that? Like, that could have been a possibility. So obviously sending him in there like that was 100% unsafe. And then when it came to fishing with Brody or when hunting with Lewis and Sim, I chose to go with Violet and Brody just because I did not want to be the only girl in the group when I went there. So I was like Violet and Brody. And also on top of that, it felt like Violet and Brody had like a really high tension sort of like relationship. So I kind of just wanted to be there to make sure that nothing really went wrong. And then where did I let AJ sleep? Obviously, I convinced him to sleep on the bed. I was like, kid, bro, you probably haven't slept in a bed in a very long time. Like, just sleep on the bed. So, and, I know that some people let him sleep on the floor, 34% according to the Wikipedia page. But, I guess, you just let the kid do what he wants. But I was like, dude, just like sleep on the bed. And then once he did, he was like, hey, this is like pretty cool. So, that was definitely a very nice decision to do. And then when it came to Abel, the guy, when we went back to the train station to go and get all that food, what did I do with him? I 100% attacked him because I was like, I'm not giving you this food, bro. You're smoking goddamn cigarettes from Bible pages or whatever, So I was like, this guy's definitely grimy. So I was just like, I'm gonna just, push him off. I was like, I am not into this right now. I'm not going to just give you some of our food so we could just get less of it. If we could just get all of it, I'm gonna just push you out, especially when you're threatening me, you're threatening my kid here, AJ. I was like, nah, bro, you're dead. So just pushed him into the walkers, grabbed all the food, and then dipped. And then who did I turn for help? I turned to Violet just because I went to, bond with Violet and Brody before on the fishing trip. When it came to Lewis, like there was some things we were doing together, but it wasn't like, I went on a fishing trip with Violet. So I think that made sense. If I went hunting with Lewis, I probably would have went with Lewis. But on top of that, Lewis was Marlon's best friend. And one thing that I really liked about the story is enough of my, my in-game decisions. Let me go and talk about the story for a bit. I really liked that twist at the end with the whole, like, Marlon was, obviously he's this leader. He's trying to look like, he's like a, pretty much a flawless leader, but obviously he's not. And he is talking to Brody, and obviously she's the only other person that knows about the sisters that he let go that are 10 sisters, or Tennessee's, that's his full name. But Tennessee sisters, he pretty much gave them to the Raiders to go and make sure that they wouldn't, invade them. So he was like, I got to keep us safe. So he just sacrificed 2 of our own instead of like fighting and stuff like that. So obviously that was a very cowardice move and probably the wrong move to make. And that woke Clem up and she found out about it. And that whole sequence of events with Marlon accidentally killing Brody. And then when I got back up from, that basement or whatever, that Yeah, that's the basement. When I got back up from there after having to kill Brody at that point because she already turned, Marlon went back up there, did his thing, kept lying and stuff like that, and there were definitely some things that I did during that like whole decision making process that I think I should have done differently, other than choosing Violet to side with me. There were some like dialogues that I was just like, that was a little too harsh. So. But yeah, overall, the first episode was really, really good. I really did like it. That was probably the best Walking Dead material that I played since like season 2. Season 3 was all right. It was sort of like at a steady, like okay sort of pace for me until like the end because it was over. But yeah, the first episode of the final season was really good. Now let's get into the third season, the second episode of the final season, the fourth season. And I played this more recently, so I have a much more fresher memory, but I forget exactly what the major decisions were. So, but I really like this episode. It's not great. It's not, like fantastic, amazing, but it's pretty good. And when it came to the story, I really liked all right, so the first thing that I really didn't like was the fact that they brought Lily back, which was really weird. And the reason I say that is because when they left her, she was like in Georgia or something like that, and now like we've traveled all this way north, and we happen to come across Lily, and I'm just like, what the hell, So, and also Telltale Games 100% spoiled that part. They 100% spoiled that part of the game for me because they dropped that part in the trailer, and then on top of that, they showed it on their social media. So I didn't watch the trailer, but since they dropped it on their social media, I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, they really did that. So that really sucked. And when she asked for help, or like when I was down and then she realized that it was me, and I obviously remembered her, when she pulled her hand out, I took it to go and make it look like that I trusted her. So then when it came to when Violet and Lewis came back, I was like, shoot, because I'm like, I don't trust Lily. Like, the reason we kicked her out of the group in season 1 was because she was crazy. So that's exactly why I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm trusting her, but I don't. And then the new character, James was a character that I did not see coming, just because like when I was fighting those walkers, I was like, whoa, this guy's pretty fast. And then I was like, oh shoot, wait, this guy's just in walker skin or something. He's in some sort of like Halloween costume. So and I really liked his character. He's just a guy in the woods. And at first I was like, this guy is with the Raiders and he's just acting like he lives in the woods. Like, that's what I thought was going to happen. Maybe that is what's going to happen. I don't know, because they never showed us, they never tell us within this episode, but it definitely was very suspicious that he survived all of this time in the woods. And on top of that, he had an apple that was edible. I was like, like, where'd you get that apple, bro? Like, do you grow them? Like, what the hell's going on here? So, but yeah, James is definitely an interesting character. And if we happen to get 2 more episodes, which I highly doubt it, I hope that, we get some more character development for James. But there's that. And then we go back to the school. Oh yeah, by the way, we got kicked out, boys, because AJ killed Marlon. Despite Marlon being doing all of this stuff behind their backs, they still can't get over the fact that like they've known Marlon for longer, and then they're like, this kid's dangerous, so we got to kick him out. So they kick us out, and then during the whole like Lily versus Clementine first encounter, AJ got shot, so we got to go back and get some medicine. So that's why we're back there. And when we're back there, they actually open up to us more because they need us, because the Raiders are going to come back, and we tell them all this stuff. And, Violet's like, we need you, all of this stuff that we don't. So, and obviously we help them, and Mitch, oh my God, bro. I've never hated a Walking Dead character that was on my team in a very long time. And my God, Mitch, bro, you're such a dick, man. And I'm just, like, when he died at the end of the second episode, I was like, bro, you're an idiot. Like, he legit just ran up to Lily, and then Lily just knifed him. I was like, bro, like, you can't you can't make this up, bro. Like, he actually just killed himself. So But yeah, we're just trying to set up. We're getting, the supplies and whatnot. We got to go back into the greenhouse. We learn more about Rudy and, her like time within the school, and like we find this walker nurse, and like Mitch is like, just burn her, just walk her. But I'm like, bro, she knew this person. So I'm like, I'll help you bury her. And that's what we did. We buried her. And, I felt like at that point, like walkers are walkers until like someone in your group knows them, which is a little weird. Like it's definitely a very gray line to cross, or like a strange line to cross, I should say, or whatever. Because, walkers are still, they were once people before getting infected, but if you don't know them, you kind of just kill them. But if you do know them, it's kind of like, we got to bury them. We got to, this and that. So it's definitely a very, very strange line. So, but with AJ for most of this episode, the second episode was kind of, he was kind of acting like he was growing up, and Clementine was like, you're still a kid, dude. So, sit your butt down. But I really did like the beginning of the episode where like they jump between like certain like points of the story. So like they'll be in like the present, and then they'll like jump back, and like the characters like still in like the same pose / position to go and show what happened after Marlon died to AJ. So that was definitely a very like cool transition sort of thing that Telltale did there. I don't know if they've done that before, but I think that's the first time they've done it in the Walking Dead series, which was really nice. So what else about the second episode that I really digged? The whole like, I guess like kind of like war break. Also, the fact that Abel survived when I pushed him through, I was like, no way. To be honest, all right. So on top of Lily somehow encountering Clementine, we also get Abel, which we saw get bit by a walker. He somehow survived that because he chopped his arm off in time. I was like, what? No way, dude. Like this was something like out of nowhere. But the whole the second encounter with Lily, and like obviously I didn't just shoot her instantly because that would have been stupid. That would have been not part of the plan with Mitch, doing the whole bomb thing of the wagon and all this other stuff, so obviously just kept her busy, kept talking about her, and she was, shit talking about Lee, and I was like, don't say his name, but yeah, that whole fight was very, very cool. We lost some people in terms of like losing them, like they got away with them, and also he's dead, Mitch. I think he's actually the only one that died during that, because we have Abel, and what's probably going to happen is like the third episode, if there is one, probably going to be like, hey, where's your camp? Bring us to your camp. And, we're going to have to like convince him or whatever. So, but we lost Lewis, we lost Asim, and I forget who else, but yeah, we lost like a bunch of guys, so that sucks. And I decided to go and spend time with Violet in the bell tower, because I thought that was like the logical thing to do, because I'm like, Lewis, what the hell are you talking about that you need help with? Like, we're trying to like defend a war out here against the Raiders. So obviously I went with Violet again. I could have went the romantic route and been like, hey, I got feelings for you because I know, you like girls or whatever, but I was like, you're a really great friend, because I'm like, I really don't see these two being like, a catch for each other, I guess. Like, I would not ship Violet and Clementine. Obviously, there's definitely some players that 100% did when they played this game. So, and some people that obviously went with Lewis and, probably kissed him or whatever, because I know that happens because YouTube thumbnails. But yeah, overall, the second episode, it was a good jumping off point from the first one. It wasn't as good as the first one, in my opinion, but that's probably because it's the second episode and not the first. But yeah, overall, Walking Dead final season, it was good, but unfortunately it ended. But whatever Telltale does, if they get a new studio, partnership, whatever, with whoever, I just want Clementine's story to end in one form or another, whether it's in a video game form, graphic novel form, whatever. So that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for listening to me talk about Walking Dead for like 14-15 minutes. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys haven't already, you can subscribe. I put new videos up every single Saturday. Follow my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter, where I put updates of my future videos on there, or I try to. And then, yeah, I think that is about it. If you guys are wondering about my twitch.tv, I am trying to get a capture card. Once I get the funds for that, I will buy it. But right now, there's a lot of things and other nonsense that I'm buying, which I need to stop. But yeah, anyways, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.